initiative to push into banana as they know that the CT spawn has been compromised. That makes sure that they don't get sandwiched. Instead, they go down with a bit more fight. And while it was the decision that ultimately won them the round, again, another pick for Rage. These AWPs on the Hard Legion side seem to be very difficult for Kratos to deal with until DemQ trades things back.
Yeah, if he's hitting shots like that, Rage needs to be very, very careful about how he continues playing this. However, it did come just a little bit too late. Soga's, of course, getting picked up quite early on, which has kind of become a staple now for Rage. If you give him an AWP inside of mid, he is going to pick up at least a single frag. I don't think there's any real question there. A new pushing strategy for Crazy, though. Well, I say that, but it looks like they've fallen back on their laurels and gone back towards the B site. But aggressive here from Crad and Kinkui. What are they going to be able to do? The flip there from Crad does take down one, with Kinkui peeking off the back of it as well with a flash from Spire.
Yeah, and now just down to the last two remaining, DemQ and Toxic. Bomb needs to be recovered, of course, just realizing it's on the other side of the wall. Now rendezvousing over. So the utilities sailed through. DemQ trying to clear a path onto the site so that the bomb can get planted with 30 seconds left. Forrester, the initial duel, it doesn't go his way. Toxic able to make use of his teammate as a bit of a distraction. Find the frag, and now they can set up into post plants, or can they? Because Kinky, he's made it so that they cannot escape. They cannot get too safe before the retake is underway. And while DemQ has so much utility thrown his direction, shots need to be hit if he wants a chance. And he doesn't hit anything. A round in which Hard Legion get caught, or rather get caught sleeping towards the A bomb site slightly, but Hard Legion had that aggressive B presence and made the retake that much easier.
I mean, they did an absolutely great job to dodge all of that utility that you mentioned was being thrown over to him. I don't think he got flash fully once there.
Well, of course, you can dodge all you want, but you cannot escape our lovely partners over at Hellcase. They are the biggest and most well-known case opening site with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolute unique features. You won't get bored with Hellcase, and you can use the promo codes to save yourself some money and grab what you deserve.
You're getting too good at those segues.
I mean, you can run, but you can't hide.
Tier 4 towers.
Rage inside of mid, gets flashed, tries for the blind. Flip, isn't able to connect it. DemQ does get picked up inside of mid himself. Forrester falls also, and that's going to be a weapon recovered. Not the best of buys for Crazy in this round. Tech 9 for Sergey, Mac 10 for Sensei. Still an AK on Toxic, but definitely not where they'd want to be, considering how strong a start they've had. But they've lost 4 rounds in a row now, so they do need to break this loss streak. But the defense from Hard Legion, after those first few rounds, seems like they butt their ideas up a little bit.
Yeah, nobody looking to take any space either from the Crazy side with the utility that they've expended in mid. Of course, they've still got a fair amount available. They re-execute towards the A bomb site. There's the spoken towards the arches, towards library as well. So they're feigning a bit of pressure towards A, and they're hoping to keep all those 3 players busy. Meanwhile, they now begin to move in towards the B bomb site, and Crad with the AWP missed shot that could cost him. Tag not been found, so he won't slow down. The Molotov buys him time for the rotates to come through. They've really sealed in Crazy here. They're hauling the flank as well. Kinky's found 2.
He's found 2, and Crad isn't able to find it, but the primary AWPer in Rage does. Kinky picks up one of his own. That is a round which looked like it should have been Crazy's. Falling apart at their feet.
Yeah. Just very fast reactions, right? The fact that they throw those smokes, and by the time they're ready to hit the B bomb site, they have to worry about the flank. Very good reactions.
Yeah, Crazy. They're just taking a moment. I feel like their initial stint of those 3 rounds, they were a little bit confident coming into it. I don't think there's any question about that. They were quite dominant for those 3, but it has fallen apart for the past 5. They haven't been able to pick up a single round. They tried faking A. They've tried actually going A. They've tried just going B. They've tried faking B. But all of that hasn't turned into a round win as of yet. So a little bit of a strategic timeout as they try and work out, okay, what's the next play? We'd hopefully expect something relatively big from Crazy. Sensei going to be picking up the AWP in this round as well. If you can find that pick on Rage inside of mid, it does open up A pretty widely. As he is the only primary defense, well, usually anyway. So he's going to be playing a different angle right now, though. Or not, just a long way round.
Oh my goodness.
At the time, it would have been perfect there. He's still going to be lurking, though. Looks down towards T-Apps, isn't able to find anything as of yet. Waiting for at least one person to peek into his line of fire. Is he holding for the shadow? I think he is. Just waiting for Toxic to peek on through. Yeah, and he used it fully to his advantage. Does pick up that first frag, and you can see why Rage is a dedicated AWP. Great shot from him. Hits that flick on Demku as well, but only drops him down to 18 HP. Nevertheless, still quite low. It doesn't feel with too much confidence that Crazy are going to be able to come back into this round.
So much damage done. Demku needs to be careful. That spam from Forrester was very, very close as well. And I'm in awe. Rage is having a field day with the AWP. Crad as well has been hitting shots as well over towards the B side of the map, but A is pretty much under lock, and I don't think there's been many rounds where Crazy haven't suffered some kind of a casualty at the start of these rounds. I don't think they've ever had a man advantage into the mid round, and this is another instance where that will be the case. A 5-on-3 at 5-3. They're trying to make sure that things go their way, but Rage, although he misses a shot, there's still a equal numbers on this bomb site. 25 seconds for Crazy to crack this site.
There's not much time at all. And just the thought that Rage is still holding this site with the AWP has to be pushing them off the idea. They are going to be saving. Yeah, they can't commit into this round. Their economy completely shot here. So it's going to be an even worse situation for them in rounds to come, though. The fact that 3 of these players, considering how low they are, Sensei on 100, Psycho on 300, Demku on 950, they're going to stay like that for this round as well. And they're not going to increase too much for the next. Kind of banking that this round goes their way. Another timeout going to be called.
Yeah, this time I think it's a technical issue as opposed to a tactical one. But either way, it's it may not kind of leap out on the page, just the fact that Rage only has 7 kills, but you negate the fact that the first 2 or 3 rounds he had no real impact. As soon as they got the AWP and the rifles out, just kill after kill, entry kills at that, typically with the AWP. The fact that he's getting so much of an advantage for Hard Legion to work off of in each of these rounds where Crazy have rifles is massive. And even just the fact that they can have so much confidence in Crad to lock down the B bomb site at the moment is also a big benefit to Hard Legion. And so you do hope that Crazy start to kind of recognize that if Hard Legion are going to start getting aggressive with those AWPs, of course, we had Forrester push into the apartments as well simultaneously, so you typically expect Molotovs to be thrown.
They've got a glitch, and they're going to have the side
apartments to kind of push those players back, or at least scare them off a little bit. But there needs to be some concerted effort to close that gap against the AWPers and get them before they can run away, because at the moment they're taking aggressive shots, falling back, repositioning, like every AWPer wants to do on every map.
They're having the literal aspect of a perfect AWPer's dream in this situation, right? They're able to take a shot, fall back with basically no repercussions coming down their way, and we are now going to be kicking off round number 10. 6-3 your current scoreline. The boost inside of mid, an interesting one, not one that you usually see. It does reveal you quite a lot, but we've seen a bit of a switch up here as well, as we have Crad on the A-bomb site, and Rage this time boosted up. Very rare that he misses these shots, but thinks about it again. Doesn't want to show any form of presence. Sensei getting quite aggressive. Does spot out his leg, and he misses!
Oh, no.
Oh, that is not what you want to be doing. You've been presented an amazing opportunity to take out, well, not only the top fragger for Hard Legion, but an absolute dominant force on that AWP in the form of Rage, and they've squandered it. Sensei now with the blind shot through the smoke. Crad waiting for this smoke to dissipate. Demku does pick up one in the form of Forrestar, so there goes one of your main riflers. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's damage dealt to some of these players on Crazy. Now only 50 seconds remaining, and the spray from Kinky takes down one. Craig trades one through. Sensei and Toxic, they do trade it out. Now on a 3 versus 2. Health advantage going to the way of the Hard Legion. And it all comes down to whether or not Craig pick up this shot. He's not going to be able to. Feel like Rage might just save this. He can pick up one shot, and that's great. How does he even know that Toxic's there? Isn't able to hit the next one, though.
Well, he had the money to go for it, so he tries his hand. Some great shots being hit by Toxic, especially when they got into that post plant. Rage, nice timing on that one, but that actually spelled his undoing. The fact that he gets that kill incentivizes him to go further. He was preparing to save, but like we were saying, the money is still okay. It looked a little bit dire there for CR4ZY. A squandered opportunity to start things off. The fact that there was some presence over towards short, but interesting that Hard Legion even changed things up. Rage has been predominantly over to the A bomb site. This time, in that particular round, he was anchoring B. It's a strange change given that, well, Crad has been doing a good job over on this bomb site, but maybe one that CR4ZY can capitalize on if there's a bit of uncertainty in the Hard Legion camp.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's a question about that. Maybe CR4ZY can try and find these angles for these openings where Hard Legion like, okay, let's swap something out. But clearly it doesn't need to happen. Crad, even though he's completely blind, still finds that frag onto Sergez. Rage picks up one as well. Now this just leaves us in a 5 versus 3. They swapped back to their original setup with Crad on the on the B bomb site. Sorry. Ooh.
What is?
Yeah. Kill on to Sensei, but I'm not too sure why Sensei's even holding that position, considering he knows that there is a Molotov right in front of him.
Well, a man burnt to a crisp for his transaction. Well, it may not be all too favorable. Rage, oh, he's pushed through so from confident. The arches. He is. He just knows that even if he goes down, they still have a numbers advantage. Psycho's left alone, and
yeah, Kinky spotted him. He knows he's there.
Forward Psycho, oh, missed shots, and Kinky, he'll be happy to have that dance. 7-4 for Hard Legion, another instance in which the gun round goes astray. Like you said, they go back to what they know. Crud, you B, Rage, I'm A. And exactly. They just have they have a good time. Both Ulpers get kills almost simultaneously across the map. And ever since they've had these rifles, we said it before, that CR4ZY have kind of fallen off a little bit.
I'm not sure if that's underestimating Hard Legion, maybe coming into this from CR4ZY's perspective, or if they're just not fighting anything really. Like they're forcing into these rounds as much as they can. We're going to see a force spike here from CR4ZY as well. It's not a huge one, but we do see Demku kind of bring himself back in line with the rest of his teammates' economy. If they don't find anything here, like even a frag, like if they can pick up Rage, fantastic, great. You get the AWP out of his hands, but if they aren't able to recover that, I don't really see them having a chance of winning this. Remember, before CR4ZY's 4th round, they had lost 6 in a row. So it's definitely teetering on their mental state. They can't let the early game get into their heads too much. But nade goes over, nobody there. Sviat moves towards sandbags, falls straight back. AWP shot missed. Both AWPers now going to be tagged down by this scout. We see the push coming on through with the Glock. Sensei going to be looking for Sviat. He's going to be able to take him down. That's a tap and an hour pickup on that AK. But King Queen, oh, there's someone right below you, buddy. He gets absolutely destroyed by the Deagle of Toxic. Rage does pick up one through the smoke. But now on a 3 versus 2, there's 2 weapons in this round for Hard Legion, but with the recovered weaponry coming on through from CR4ZY, this is looking like a very winnable round. Well, actually, not if Rage has anything to say about it. Does take out Demku, but he needs to be careful about the close angle. See the push from Forrestar, does get up down by 30. Is he going to be able to find anything else? Nope, Toxic, quite aggressive, taps him down.
It's the pistols. Of course it is from CR4ZY. They come through to the B-bomb site and they just take names. The fact they get that first kill towards the second oranges so cleanly as well just spells disaster because there's nobody that can rotate in safely. They have to go for the boost. The bottom part of the totem pole dies, the top part simultaneously. It all goes astray. And well, although things were looking good for Hard Legion, they had such a good economy coming into that round. Now they've run out of that cash. They can't buy back into this. And CR4ZY, their money's looking a little bit better. Just the fact that they got practically a free round.
Yeah, a lot taken through to the next as well. So that just helps bolster the economy even more. Demku, this could be ruthless for you, buddy. And Rage is going to get it. There's your Zeus kill. That's an AK going to be recovered as well. There's no armor on Rage, though. So that definitely has to come into consideration on does he continue using this? Did he trade it off to Forrestar, who still has at least half armor? So flinch isn't going to affect him as much, but he's going to be lurking around mid a little bit. A lot of utility now going to be deployed by CR4ZY to try and block off the B site. Any of these angles just getting pre-molly, pre-smoke, pre-flash, you name it. They're chucking anything and everything over onto the site. Kinky takes down one of them, sprayed down by Psycho. Crad tries for the tap through the smoke, not going to be able to find anything. Does begin his push on through. That inside the dark does get sprayed down. Toxic with one, Sensei with one more. Raid picks up another. Now on a 2 versus 2. I mean, if Crad continues pushing this, maybe he can find this frag with the Psycho. He deals damage, isn't able to find it. Raid's now going to push him from CT, and I wouldn't be surprised, yep, if the York takes him down. Sensei, he was low, but he still had the York available. A 6th round for CR4ZY. 1 round to bring us level now.
That's a very, very close one. We get the replay there of Sensei. The round that transpired a couple ago, but yeah, this is the crazy anti-eco that, or rather eco round that went their way. They almost suffer that same casualty, but keeping 2 alive is at least the absolute minimum. Of course, now with Hard Legion getting into a position where their economy won't look too healthy for a few rounds, they go and invest in the ult. They run boost Rage over. Well, he peers in through middle. He's actually found the bomb, wins the duel on Sensei, and they scramble back to recover it.
Kinky quite an aggressive angle now inside of Wood. Cubbies is home for the time being. Raid getting aggressive once more, and sprayed down by DemQ, who had already pushed on through apartments. A little bit too overzealous there for Rage. Yeah. He's had too much ground for such a long period of time that he just expects CR4ZY not to be in certain angles now. Toxic going to be first person to push out onto the A site, but Forrestar is there to defend. Going to deal minor damage to DemQ, but quite a lot to Toxic, down to 18 HP. But now on a 2 versus 4, it's looking like CR4ZY are going to level this one out unless we see an absolute masterclass around from Sphere and Kinky.
Coming in from the flanks, Fiat. That's a crucial fight to win into the apartments. May just find the timing on Psycho. In fact, does. And time is of the essence here. There's no kit available on either of these 2 players. No smokes either, so it has to be straight up gunfight. Sergey is holding the side of the smokes. Fiat, the apartment's position. Because he'd found the kill earlier on, they know exactly where he is. And, well, it's an easy call to save instead. That's the thing, man. The fact that Rage was getting away with murder on that A bomb site, going unpunished for so long, that's what CR4ZY needed to do. Just find the kill on him. As soon as Hard Legion don't have that man advantage anymore, take advantage of it. And they've done it. They've cracked the code. They've mastered CS, but they need to unfortunately recoil from the beating that they've been getting most of this half.
Yeah, but if they're able to win this and they're able to win the half, that does set us up for a pretty decent CT side from CR4ZY. But it's unfortunately, it is all on the shoulders of Rage, right? The fact that he's been able to find multiple frags almost every single round. And I believe he's on 15 frags now, which is not too far ahead of some other players on Hard Legion. The kills are kind of spread evenly across the board, but he has been just finding those very crucial kills. Those opening frags inside of mid, just the aggressive picks inside of apartments. Of course, he's not going to be trying that this time, which is quite interesting, though. I would have thought he would have got up close and personal with this Mag 7, but not going to be the case. Sergez picks up one. Crad with the AWP. He's going to be able to find Psycho there. I believe he picked that up from Sensei's dead corpse. Now with the man advantage going their way, maybe they have a stake in this round. They've recovered an AWP, recovered an AK, and there's a Mag 7 as well. Let's not forget about that.
Well, that hole created towards CT spawn is definitely a concern for those B-side players, but fortunately for them, CR4ZY are moving forward towards A. Rage. Oh, the Shadow gives it up, but Toxic, he plays with his heart and soul, finds the kill. Now just Forrester on the bomb site, Deagle in hand. They knew that this needs to be cleared out, and while Forrester presented the opportunity, they almost line up wonderfully for the Deagles. Fiat's there on the rotation. There's a slow encroachment from Crad as well up from the lane. The Molotov will push Toxic out into the opens. Fiat, they're approaching in towards the site. It's all onto DemQ. He has to come up 2 big headshots here, but he just cannot get it done. CR4ZY, they will fall short slightly as the half now concludes. Hard Legion with a narrow edge.
Yeah, very, very narrow. The fact that Hard Legion were able to win, well, it was 6 rounds back to back, and then struggle getting those last 2 to tee them over to the 8th round. Does seem like CR4ZY have woken up. They had a good start, had those first 3 rounds they were able to pull ahead, but not much else from there. Yeah, having a quick look at the stats, you can see it is Rage and Crad who are pulling ahead for Hard Legion 2 AWPers.
Yeah, the streaky nature of the half is very indicative of sort of checking in and checking out. They get the rifles, they get the AWPs, and then things start to turn around. But the small changes that CR4ZY made just to make sure they're in better spots to trade and potentially punish aggression seem to make all the difference. Of course, over at our partners at Lootbet, they don't seem to have budged much. It's still very much in favor of Hard Legion. Well, I think there's a bit of an argument to be made that maybe CR4ZY have an interesting CT side.
Yeah, I feel like like I said, they've definitely woken up towards the tail end of that T side. So now that they're on the more defensive side, it'd be interesting to see how they play this. Toxic, an incredibly passive angle. It looks like a lot of CR4ZY doing that as well. We're not going to be seeing that from Hard Legion, though. Just straight rushing all the way out onto the B site. Flashes, smokes, you name it. They are taking a minor respite right now. Psycho tries to pick up something to that smoke, but nothing found as of yet. Kinky pushed onto the site. Sensei trying to push on through, but nothing found as of yet. There's only 1 player fallen so far, but the bomb going down, and there is 1 kit available. This round could still go to the way of CR4ZY.
Waiting for the smokes to fade now. CR4ZY, just all about when they pull the trigger. As they get the sight lines in, there's a good crossfire here set up by Hard Legion. This will be a tough sight to crack. Kinky in with the first Rage, pushing forward for more, and well, they find all the kills necessary. 4 kills from Kinky in the round. He entried, he closed it out for Hard Legion, and both T sides have won their respective pistols.
Yeah, it's just that aggressive nature that we saw from Hard Legion, something that we were kind of seeing signs of in that CT side, right? They were getting quite aggressive in towards apartments, sometimes even just sprinting down towards Banana as well. So it doesn't really surprise me they've been able to translate that over to a very good start on this T side. Something you mentioned earlier as well is the fact that almost consistently now, with just the nature that CS is in, we are going to be seeing a full spike from the CTs after losing that pistol. Sensei on the scout. And while Sensei's had a good game, 14 frags to his name, it doesn't feel like he's made the same sort of impact that Rage and even Crad have on those scoped weapons.
Of course, harder to up on the T side, but yeah, I 100% agree. The impact hasn't yet been felt, but of course, opportunities for that on the CT side. Of course, the pistols, they can do a lot of damage in a round like this. Toxic gets caught out in the open, and while they will try to hold onto the site, Hard Legion are approaching in numbers, and they're making sure that they're not making any simple mistakes. They're clearing things together. They're even slowing things down significantly such that they don't get caught out. And while that's an adaptation from Rage, a quick 180, Demqu's gone. They take the site 5 versus 3.
I have no clue why Demque doesn't get that frag. No one even thought about checking that angle. He had a pocket AK as well. The CZ is so damaging in that close range, just missing one of those shots. Well, means that he loses his life, and well, CR4ZY are going to lose the round as well. It's going to be a 10th for Hard Legion. It's a clean sweep as well. A lot of damage dealt to their players, but nobody falls.
And I made the same criticism of Rage, so I'm just going to say it here. Sensei, buying down to absolutely nothing. Don't know that it's entirely necessary, but
he's trying the Rage tactic. Rage did it last time. He wants to try it as well. He knows that this is the path to amazing AWP shots inside of mid. It's going to take him a couple rounds to be able to actually afford the thing, but should be able to pick one up next round, depending, of course, how it goes. The advantage is firmly in Hard Legion's court now. 3-round advantage now, with only 6 remaining for them. More and more Zeus pickups. This time for CR4ZY, Demqu's picked up one.
Yeah.
We've only seen 1 Zeus kill so far, but maybe we're going to be seeing another one. Flick there from Sensei. It's only a chest shot to Kinky, so it's not going to take him down. But oh, Sensei runs straight into the fire as well inside a boiler. He's going to be safe for the time being, though. Relatively slow push from Hard Legion. They made their presence known, though.
It's at least fair that Demq's the one that picks up the Zeus as well, because I'm pretty sure Rage is the one that Zeused him.
Yeah, he's Zeusing inside a boiler. He's trying to get his own back.
Yeah, he's trying to get revenge. He's fighting his own battle over here.
He's like, we're losing, guys. I don't care. Just let me get this damn Zeus kill. Forrestar's going to be lurking up on him, though. I wonder if Forrestar even checks this angle. If he doesn't, then DemQ might be handed this Zeus kill on a silver platter. No one else is going to be pushing us out of apartments. His best job to get this frag is from Hay. Brad going to get tagged down quite low. Trade damage on Sensei. DemQ quite aggressive. Forrestar still hasn't spotted him out. He's gone completely unchecked inside of apartments. Does change his angle. Forrestar thinking about checking it, thinking about peeking. He's going to be there. He spots him out, but he isn't able to get it. So unfortunate. I mean, if he had the Zeus there, that would have been a kill. Just saying.
Yeah, potentially. So concerned about maybe taking a longer range fight. He doubts himself. The Zeus had to be the one. Yeah, but a good job from Hard Legion, making sure that the SMGs go first, of course, just clearing out the site, finding a bit of space for the rifles to operate, and while the SMGs continue kind of running around the map, hunting for these weapons, there's not much to lose in going for this, considering that they are likely to want to upgrade as well, but obviously Sviat can still be a gap closer in the coming rifle round. You may just spot out where they're saving, but yeah, Hard Legion are thinking about the economy at hand for the following rounds, and a nice shot from Zerges to secure these weapons over. So at the very least, the armor gets saved over. I don't think they're going to want the scout really as a realistic first gun round, but both T sides have had their 3-0s.
See if the CTs in the form of Crazy can well, mirror image what we saw in our first half. If they can now pick up 6, does put them into the lead. Put them up to 13 rounds.
And do we get that same impact that Rage had, right?
See, that's the thing, because it looks like Psycho is... I mean, he's picked it up. Okay, I thought he was going to continue playing with the scout here, and it would be an interesting player to put it on. But no, Sensei has picked it up. I'll be interested to see if he goes for the Rage or the Crad style, so either holding mid and then falling back to find that first pick, or just being that almost solo defending player on the B side and waiting for those rotates. Looks like he is going to situate himself towards the A site instead. Same angles, but Rage, he's playing something a little bit different. Aggressive here, picks out Serges through the air. He screams pull. The clay pigeon shot down. Does take quite a bit of damage for his troubles though. Dropped down to 21 HP. Psycho now just got to hold incredibly passive. Holding him on first orange, and yeah, B is your domain right now, Rage, and it looks like Hard Legion. They are stacking up for this push. Utility now going to get deployed. They're going to check every single angle just to be safe. Psycho hasn't given up his spot as of yet. I'll be interested to see if Hard Legion do actually clear this. It's a common spot. They don't clear it straight away. He might get a second. Look for the third. He's going to be able to get it. Has to swap out to the secondary. But unfortunately isn't able to do it in time. Forrestar with the trade, but the round might have just slipped out of the hands of Hard Legion.
That makes all the difference. From a 5-on-4 to now this. Just the 2 players left for Hard Legion. Good damage done by Forrestar. A good effort, but still no cigar. Well, they're trying desperately to find some space to get this bomb planted. Oh, that might just be the mistake that pushes it over the line. DemQ's gone. Rage still pushing forward with the AWP, and he's deadly. Sensei is all that's left.